me. Alright, welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 373. We're here reviewing episodes 41 to 44. Now, in the case of the first three episodes, I decided to pick these three to discuss because 41 is the debut of the Emperor. Yes, his first full appearance in the series. And as for 42, 43, it is the end of, well, the Chief of Staff. Let's not end the course, basically. Mainly, I wanted to just do 44. 44 was potentially going to be the last few episodes we're going to do, and then do the finale. The three-part finale. But next episode, I will also be discussing the end of Bosco. We'll get to that. So, in the case of 41, we have the Emperor show up. Yep. He apparently basically destroyed all the ships except for the giant horse. So he shows up, has Damos detained due to failing to prevent the death of the prince. That's according to his charge. So he is imprisoned. Now I remember the actual footage from Megaforce versus Megaforce for the scene. I mean, it's very similar style what happens here, except they changed the dialogue of what happens here. So he's in prison for failing to prevent him, and in the court he sends down one of his guards, and his name is what is his name here? He sadly only appears for this one episode. Zasturk is his name, yes. Now with him, it is pretty much in a way his only appearance in the franchise, well, one of two. The other being in the Super Tension movie. And that was it. So this guy's history, he has history with a Hem. Where he goes on service and Hem, I think it's a Hem, Joe, and Guy go out shopping. Where I think it's Joe. Where actually no, it's Luca. Yeah, Luca. Luca's with him, and as soon as she sees him, she immediately attacks him on sight. Like, what the heck is going on? They explain later on, this guy basically destroyed her home planet and also murdered her parents right in front of her. So she has every right to be upset, and so throughout the battle with him, they eventually discover his I think causes him crazy. So the plan is to distract him long enough for him to basically close the eye, basically destroy it, which he does. And eventually destroy the guards too are there with these various Gokaiger changes. Yeah. Which, I gotta admit, these are really, really smart. So ones they have here are, get this, it's basically him just transforming various people. So we have the Go On Wing, which is basically her and Guy. And then we have her and Dawn doing the Gal Ranger. And then you have her and Luca doing Gokaiger. You have her and Joe doing Deca Master and Deca Swan. And of course, well, her and Marvelous doing Shuriken Red. And Prince Shuriken Red. Yeah. It's an absolute really fun episode. Oh, that's interesting. The actors who play him admit she actually cried when she read the script for the episode. Probably because basically it reveals the Hem's backstory, and it's a damn good episode. We even see her use the Gokai Blaster, which I thought was really cool, and she destroyed him. And eventually they do the Megazord fight, and that's it. It's an absolute really good episode. I mean, aside from basically it's the Emperor's debut, it's a Hem's backstory, which is a damn good episode. And if you're curious, was it adapted for Megaforce? It was, in 2 separate episodes. And, by the way, the counterpart has nothing to do with. So, then we have the next two-parter. We have a two-part of this one. Where, now I remember the dialogue of this one to be very different in Megaforce. They basically, of course, they obviously changed dialogue. where basically where the other guard who debuted in the previous episode volunteers to go down the surface. By the way, in the previous episode, Isern says, "Do you mind if I grow him a giant?" And the guy's like, "Sure, no problem." And she goes giant size. And of course, he volunteers to go down the surface, but she's like, "Wait, we do have basically a general sitting in the jail cell that we can basically release and have him, well, redeem himself." And the Emperor's like, "Good idea." Now, in Megaforce, this is a different style of dialogue. Now, the reason why he stayed in this jail cell because of his loyalty to the Emperor. And of course, in Sentai, it's... okay, the dialogue is basically like, who do you think you're talking to? And there's a number of dialogue that they do change in Megaforce 2 with never seen. So, by the way, one thing he does not do in this series, he does do in Power Rangers. You see, in Power Rangers, for some reason, you see those little sleeves on his outfit he wears? He puts his arms inside those sleeves. Like, put like an actual coat. Because a lot of the time you see Walker with these sleeves. Though in Sentai, he actually has something he did not have in Power Rangers. He has freaking barrel guns in those sleeves. He has freaking barrel guns, which you'll see with the giant size next episode. So, and of course he forces Bosco to work with him in this two-parter, which Bosco's involved in this two-parter is basically leads into what happens to him in 47-48, which I'll get to the next episode. So he has no choice, and when of course then presumably the 4 members except for Dawn and Marvelous are killed. And I say presume kill, they don't really kill him here. And then, of course, Bosco reveals to Marvelous that he has taken the ultimate powers of, get this, Sun Vulcan, and I think it was like 101 he said he got basically the power for in this two-parter. Let's see. Because he says he has like 101 if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, it was actually 5-man. Yeah, so I got 5-man. I thought that was interesting. I thought they had 5-man. Apparently he got him at some point. I'm not sure, but he did. Yeah, also the whole thing with this two-parter, they kind of unveil, like, oh, supposed Doc's backstory is the fact that he apparently was a legendary hero who was of amnesia. And it turns out the whole thing was a lie. That he was a legendary hero anyways. Yeah, I thought this was kind of weird at the end of this to reveal the whole thing a lie. Apparently, the team has no problem with him being a liar, because of that. But they do explain how he got recruited. He was forced on the crew. Apparently, he joined the crew before Hem did. So he just comes aboard, has dinner with them, like, oh, let's fix the ship. So they don't know how to fix the stuff. So you just press the button. Oh, everything's back online. Okay. And he forced to join the crew regardless. And he was about to reveal his full name, and when he's about to reveal the other part of his name, he basically gets a chicken legs off his mouth. Yeah. But it's almost like basically like the whole thing is like basically to boost his morale, but Bruce's character here. I gotta admit, he is an awesome character. Like, him and his two-parter is amazing. Because the whole time he's seen on screen, mostly, but he does point out, though, he did point out to the Emperor, he did disagree with the Prince go out in the field to pilot that robot. Just 2 episodes. Like, by the way, when the Emperor showed up in the previous episode, the Prince had been dead at that point for 3 episodes. 3 episodes after his death. And it takes 3 episodes to finally have the Emperor show up and do all this stuff. Like, he would have thought, though, that maybe the Emperor showed up basically in 39. Nope, it showed 41. Yeah. So, and before it goes giant size, in the Sentai, Isern says, good luck, Lord Namus. And Power Rangers says, it's not over yet. Yes, that was a line that she said in Megaforce. I remember that really well. Like, remember back today? Yes, I remember that really well. It may have been over almost 10 years since I've seen it, but I remember those lines really well because when I saw this again, it reminded me of that, basically of that episode where he got killed off there. Also, apparently, Marvel's counterpart, apparently, people of Earth are so stupid. They can't see the fact that's actually a student at the freaking high school that they go to who was wearing a blindfold for some reason. Which I should point out, though, in Sentai, they didn't do that with Marvelous. He was publicly known. People know who he is. People might not know he's an alien, but they put him on a cross because Japan loves the bad guys to put people on crosses. And I kind of get maybe the reason why they didn't exactly do this in Power Rangers. They just have his arms and have him do this because it look embarrassing on young American television to see somebody crucified. Because in Japan, that's perfectly acceptable. In the U.S., that is very controversial to do that. To put someone on a cross like that. Because from U.S. perspective, it would not look good on television. It basically, the thing is, if you have a character that on American television, the show received a lot of flack from all the churches across the whole country to have a villain crucify somebody on a freaking cross. Here is not crucified, they just champ on the cross. But my guess is the reason why, because the shows do not want to see criticism from churches over the picture of a cross. So they changed it where he's put on a freaking pole. Yeah. So he's freed thanks to Navi. I don't remember how he's freed in Megaforce. It's been a while since I've watched that part. So he's freed, and of course, basically they do the whole all green team in this one, where it's like, so the line for the green team is this. It is Marvelous becomes Denzi Green, Blue becomes Shuriken Green, Shishi Ranger from Deca Ranger, she becomes the female version of that one. Green becomes basically, well, he becomes Magi Green. Pink becomes Green Flash, and Gokaiger becomes Shuriken Ranger. I thought this episode was a lot of fun. This one. And it was also know the first episode hit by 2 hits by the Gokai Blaster. But an excellent episode. Then we have the Christmas episode, which, despite being a tribute to Bad Fever J, it's like, okay, so it's a Christmas episode, people get turned, and the character, the girl who's in this episode, who, by the way, does not get named the entire episode. It's only in the credits that her own name is Sayo Kanisha. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they couldn't name her. And she just becomes, she doesn't even say Gokai Change. She just transforms and just, well, gets a stab back, turn people back who were, like, by the way, this features the penultimate action commander of the entire franchise. Yes. His name is Babo. And he says he hates women. So I'm thinking, like, is this guy gay? Yeah, he refers to basically Duradol as, well, Duradol refers to as Bubble-chan. I get they're close, but, like, you could say it's implied that maybe he was in a previous relationship with him. Possibly, they don't really go into it all. Also, we see Kenji Oba playing Battle Ken in this episode. Yes. Where he appears 2 times. He sees Luca, calls her bad girl, and then he's not seeing until the end of the episode where he reveals, oh, he gave them as a gift the Battle Fever Ultra Power as a Christmas present. Okay, this is a bit unusual. I would have liked, though, they would have basically just, had them interact with the team like the other ones do. Nope. And here's the thing. The reason why he's here, why did he appear in this very episode? To set up Gokaiger versus Space Sheriff Gavin. Excuse me. That's the only reason why he's here. And plus, there's a trailer for that very movie at the end of this episode. Yeah, and also we have Meiji Mother basically briefly appear. I found it quite interesting, though, the fact that this episode sets up that movie, which, by the way, it's an amazing movie twice now. It's purely, it's awesome at its finest. Mm-hmm. Except that for some reason they have it set after 46. Not sure why. Yeah, but I'm not sure why they have it set after this episode. Why it's after the Gokaiger one? That the Cockaranger one. That doesn't make any sense. You would think this episode, oh yeah, we have Kenjo appear here, like he's back. I think this is the first time he's appeared in this series in quite a while. I think last time he appeared in I think at this point was probably in Hurricaneger. But I really kind of enjoyed the Christmas episode. The whole thing was like, oh yeah, turn people to dolls, and then using trickery to get the thing back, and then have Guy break the wand, and him now have reaction. My guess is they probably didn't want to have him interact with the Gokaiger. My personal guess is the reason why they didn't have Kenya interact with them that much this episode, because it's like, hi, I'm gonna interact. I'm gonna be in the Gab versus Gokaiger movie. I'll see you all there when I get a chance to interact with them. That's probably the reason why he's there, just to promote that movie. But excellent 4 episodes, and with this, 5 more to go, and then I'm done talking about Gokaiger for a while. When I come back to review the episodes I haven't reviewed yet, yes, I have technically reviewed the series already. Believe it or not, 8 years ago, I have reviewed the series, but the main reason why I decided to do these review for these episodes is because, well, the main reason why, because I want to go with the trivia episodes. 44 was technically the last one, but the main reason I'm discussing some additional episodes along with these ones, like in the case of 3738, because it's the because it's the end of Wars Gill and Bazor, which of course basically one of them been building up since episode 30. So okay, so I'm glad I covered that one, and it will explain why they're not here. I covered 41 because I wanted to cover the debut of Emperor Mavo, not Mavo, basically Emperor Gill. He's called Mavo in Mega Force, which, by the way, he appears in less episodes of that one than he does this one. Like, if you're curious, here's the thing with the Emperor in the Sentai. Emperor Akis Gill, who is the final villain of the series, he appears for 11 episodes. That's right, he appears for 11. If you're curious, Emperor Mavo if you're curious, how many episodes Emperor Mavo appeared in? He appeared in 4. Yes, 4 episodes. Which pretty much all they were just condensed versions of, like, episodes that have already aired. It's like, his debut episode was basically his, well, just the flashback episodes. So technically, if you don't count, here's the weird thing. So, in a way, he only appeared in 3 episodes. First being his titular debut, which they adapted 3 episodes. Yes, 3. They adapted 40 and 42, which is discussed here for this one. That was for episode 18. The third to last episode of Mega Force, Wrath. The penultimate episode. This is covered 49, 50, episode 1 of... this is kind of weird. So, they kind of use like, oh, Basically, it's like debut certain people. Um, in a way, they only adapted 49 and 50, and they used stuff from like the debut of like Change Blue, Massman Blue, the Yellow Ranger from 5-Man, and Red Battalion Ranger Key. I think we're Red Battalion. Yeah, because the whole thing was samurai. Yeah, and then coming his final episode, which was only 20, and that covered pretty much the stuff in the first episode, in the final 2 episodes plus a little bit from the movie. Yeah. So I'll give my overall thoughts when it leads to when I talk about the rest of the series at that point. I've been talking for 20 minutes. I'll rest my voice for a bit. I'm gonna go for a bit. When I get back, I'll do my comic corner, and then I'll go ahead and watch the last 5 episodes of Gokaiger. Okay. But do the next video. Bye.